What's up guys, it's me Kupo back with another ranked game on the new patch. So the opening encounter is a random 3-cost champion. We got a Jace. I'm not sure if I want to play Jace Caitlyn reroll, but at least we do have a Battle Academy opener, so that should help us a lot in the early game. In this patch, Yuumi and Leona were also buffed, so we could also just go for the Prodigy comp, which is doing really well in the new patch. For now, let's just see what items the game gives us, and we'll base our strategy off of that. Either way, 3 Battle Academia is not a bad opener, especially when we have access to like early game heavyweights and early game bashing units. I'm gonna think about picking up this 2-star Sivir just because it's a 2-star unit, anything that'll help us kill enemy units. So looking at meta TFT in the morning of the new patch, pretty much the meta has gotten a little bit better for 4-cost comps, although they don't have a pretty good win rate. So things like Soulfighter Samira are doing okay. Reroll comps such as Bash and Kog'Maw and Heavyweight Kog'Maw are doing good. Poppy, Star Guardian, Jinx is doing good. Heavyweight Smolder. We could actually play this as well. Mighty Mech Karma, no surprise here, has a really good average placement and is being picked a lot. But yeah, Prodigy Yuumi, what I wanted to see here, average placement of 4.3 with a pick rate of 0.24. Twilight Assault. So Shen Hero Augment. It's probably still really good, but I don't know, I'm kind of feeling slamming here. And we could just go for the Prodigy Yuumi comp. And I'm kind of thinking about selling this to fit in the Koboko. All right, so let's do that. Let's throw our fruit onto Jace. For now, let's give him Unstoppable. Even though it's nerfed, I trust in this augment. And we're going to give Ezreal Void Staff, a Rod, and we're going to give the Cloak to Koboko, which Koboko probably isn't going to be in our end game board. But that way with Slamming, we're going to get passive experience every single round. Or we should probably look up a good Yuumi build. I know that Yuumi likes triple damage items, especially if we're going to go for 5 Prodigy. Generally, I've built Yuumi with things like Void Staff, Archangels, and another damage item like Rabadon. But I want to see if that's changed at all in the new patch. So where I like to look at item builds, I like to go to Tactics.tools. I'm sure you've guys seen a lot of other pro players or streamers use this. I like to go to the top comp section, look for the comp that I'm looking to play, and going to items here. So it looks like there isn't too much data since the patch is new. Let's try to pull up numbers from the previous patch. Especially for this comp, it shouldn't have changed too much. So Yuumi Garen, I just want to pop in here real quick to see if there's anything that I want to pick up here. Malzahar is a great pickup, but I don't know if I want to take out this Koboko to fit him in, so I'm just going to keep my board like this. But going back here. So in the item section here, what you guys really want to look for is how close to the left the item is and what's the delta of that item. This is sorted by which item is built the most often. So the items on the left are the items that are most common, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's the best items. We want to look at delta, which is how this item changes the average placement between the comp and you having the item or not. So in the case of Void Staff, okay, maybe it wasn't the best item, but it's not bad at all. It's a minus 0.17. So it's improving my average placement by 0.17 placements. So it's closer for me to get a top 4 than a bot 4, pretty much. So we might want to look into things like Gunblade, Giant Slayer. As you can see, blue buff is not that great here. And that's because if you do get to 5 Prodigy, you already have a ton of mana generation there. You don't really need much more. I'm kind of thinking about leveling up here to fit in this Malzahar. Let's just do it. And a Katarina here for us to get to that 5 Battle Academia a little bit quicker. So I pushed levels here. It was kind of because like a bad play, not really, I don't know. Because we could do the greedy play and try to win the next round and get to 10 gold to get our first interest breakpoint. But Malzahar for me is a really high impact unit at this point. It's giving us the 2 Prodigy trait and it's a 3-cost unit that's really busted. It's just a good unit overall. So since I won the first 2 rounds, I wanted to level up here to make sure that I started on a 5 streak, especially with like these potential upgrades. So we want to play around Void Staff. We said that we wanted Gunblade and Giant Slayer. So here the best component that we could grab is a sword to keep slamming items. If they take away our sword like they did there, we want to play around this cloak. So we probably want to go for something like a D-Claw. Let's go for that, just for us to keep slamming something here. Other cloak items that are really good are probably Ionic Spark. The problem with Ionic Spark is that I already built a Void Staff here, so I don't need any more magic resist penetration. So there we go. Full items. This is pretty much what you guys want to do in order to make sure that you conserve HP in the early game. I'm doing it here naturally because of my augment to take advantage of slamming and getting that to experience. But either way, if you guys can complete items as quick as possible, that's going to be a lot more strength on your like early game board. So that's going to let you conserve HP. If you do have a really strong board, it's going to even let you do a win streak opener. And that's going to get you a lot more gold for the mid to late. If you don't win streak, either way, it's fine because you're conserving HP. So late game, I know everyone's been there. You get to level 8, you're rolling down for your 4-cost comp, but you're at 20 HP. So you just have like 2 lives. If you hit the high roller twice, you're eliminated from the game. But if you have like 50 or 60 HP at that point, you would have to be paired up against that high roller like 4 times before they eliminate. So it's more likely for you to get a top 4 than for you to go bot 4. So that's a really big difference that I've seen that players like below master do a lot. Just slamming items. 9 out of 10 times it's better to build decent items, I like to say, than perfect items. Just because of that HP difference in the early game. So let's do a bit of scouting. We probably should have done it before slamming this Dragon's Claw, but I really like the item since it gives max HP to Leona. And I don't know, right now I feel like AP is really common in the meta, so I just had a lot of faith and just slammed the item. So here we have Hefty Rolls playing around Crystal Gambit, so I don't know. I feel like we can't really tell what reroll comp they're going to play. They might stick to Crystal get Mouse, but at least they're doing a lose streak, like for stage 2. 2 tricks, so Juggernaut, this could be Juggernaut Fast 9 potentially, Knuckle Dusters V reroll, Salvage Bin. So they're playing around Katarina, so they're probably going to stay there. Solo leveling with the Shojin, holding Karma, and Aatrox is going to end up in Mighty Mech. Raid Boss, Bastion, probably going to play 6 Bastion something, whether it be Fast 9 or 6 Bastion Smolder. And we saw a Soul Fighter player there. So I don't think our comp is going to be too contested. It might just be contested by the Katarina player. But since he's going to stay at level 6 for a good part of the game, we're going to be able to go Fast 8 and hopefully get those copies of Yuumi and Leona out of the pool before he has access to them. So I'm not really concerned about me being contested in this lobby. But hey, I feel like pushing levels to put in this Malzahar was a good idea. It allows us to do the 5 streak. So we're getting 2 win streak gold here in neutrals, and we're going to get an extra 2 gold once we go to 3. So if you guys like my commentary, I try to make this as like beginner friendly as possible. So if you like the content, don't forget to drop it a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate your guys' support. And pretty much that. Yeah. So here, Stoneplay is pretty good on Leona. I don't completely like it because I feel like we already get some resistances with Bastion. I mean, not too much. I prefer to build like HP items on there. But our other options are building a Crown Guard, which I want to save that rod for an offensive item. Because if I do this, I'm sticking with a Cloak, which I don't really have too much. Like, what else am I going to build with the Cloak? We have to build a D-Claw to take advantage of the Cloak. So let's just build a Stone Plate there. I'm going to put these guys here in the back because of Unstoppable. This is going to make Kobuko take initial aggro, and then Jace is going to pop in to help tanking a bit.
Victory awaits.
Do we want to level up here? I was thinking about leveling up here to conserve the win streak, but either way, I feel like the next unit that we're going to put in isn't too impactful on my board. The best thing I could probably throw in would be a Katarina, but I just have 4 Battle Academia, maybe a second copy of Jace, just because he's a 3-cost unit. And I was just like, pause there, because I was looking at my shop. Does anything here help me? Not really. I don't have... Oh, I did have a Wraith. I did have Jhin. Okay, so possibly if I did want to level up, the play was to level up and throw in this Jhin just to activate 2 Wraith. But hopefully Ezreal, like, dodging away from this Neferia is enough to win without us having to level. So sweet. Either way, I'm going to level. I probably should have leveled anyway, but... I mean, we're not going to get to 50 gold, and this is going to allow us to see a level 6 shop on our next round. Keepers. So this This is one of the best combat augments in the game. The problem is that I built a stone plate, so we'd have to like lose a little bit of stone plate value if we go for keepers, which might not be the worst thing in the world. Pyromaniac might not be bad either, since we can build a anti-heal item on Yuumi. Generally we build Morello, but red buff isn't too bad. Mace's Will, not really feeling Mace's Will, but we could slam a JG here. Kind of feeling this above keepers. Yeah, let's go Mace's Will. So Mace's Will here, and we're gonna throw in a Rel for Bastion. Buff. And I didn't throw this down to get more stone plate value. So he's playing for Bastion. All right, because of our Void Staff. Actually, I'm not sure. I was gonna say because of the Void Staff, I feel like we might be able to win this round, but he has a D-Claw. So that D-Claw plus 4 Bastion is a lot of MR this early on in the game, when my carry is a 2-star Ezreal. So we might lose our streak here, but either way, we had a really, really good economy opener. Oh, this was so close to 1 HP. That Garen was literally 1 HP off. But either way, we got a ton of resources in the early game. Pretty much we're just going to play the rest of this game. Well, not the rest of the game, but the rest of the stage above 50 gold. Our goal here is to get to level 8 on stage 4-2. We might be able to get there earlier thanks to the Slam and Augment, and roll there for what would be Leona and you. So I should like fix my team planner as well. I have it set for a Katarina reroll, which is really busted in this patch. Oh, we do have a Cassante. All right, yeah, no, that is busted here. It's going to activate Wraith on Malzahar. So we did lose a round, but possibly we'll be able to like recover a win streak here. A small streak, like a 3 streak. Would have been a 10 streak if we had a bit of a stronger board. But I don't really want to roll to upgrade these units. That might have been a misplay because I'm sitting on 3 pairs and any of these units would have significantly improved my board. But I kind of wanted to go for the greedy play of saving gold. That way we guarantee to hit at level 8 instead of risking us not hitting at level 6 and being behind on gold from that point on. So next carousel, we have 2 damage items, 2 defensive items. Jeweled Gauntlet is one of Yuumi's most popular items, but I don't feel like it's complete, like too strong. So what would be the next item that we're going to go for? Kind of feeling like Gunblade. That way we could go for a Rod, and we could flex between Gunblade, Archangels, and Rabadons. So let's see if they leave us the Rod, although it is on a Karma, so I doubt they're going to leave us that. In that case, if we can't get the Rod, we could get any defensive component. I think I'd prefer a Belt. Going back to that point that since Leona has a lot of resistances already, I like items that give her max HP. And with Belt, we could build things like Warmogs, we could build like the Spirit Visage. Somehow they did give us this Rod. Like, I'm shocked because... Okay, the Karma player is above me. There was another Mighty Mech player, wasn't there? Oh no, it is this guy. Oh, okay. Alright. And I was able to deny that Karma too. So that's actually a lot better for us. So we're just going to slam this Rod onto this Ezreal. We're not going to level up here. There's an argument for us leveling up to conserve HP, but I feel like the difference between level 6 and level 7, like with my resources, what am I going to throw in here? I'm going to throw in another copy of Jace. It's not really going to like improve my board too much. So rather be a little bit more greedy, but as a general rule of thumb, if you guys can push levels with a unit that's significantly going to improve your board and you stay above 32 gold, 9 out of 10 times, it's worth it to do so. If you stay above 32 gold, you're guaranteed to go back to 50 gold within 2 rounds. And if that difference in that one unit is going to help you win a round or at least kill 2 or 3 more enemy units, it's worth it to do it, to conserve HP or to try to start a win streak. But here, thanks to that Cassante, we were able to win this round. And now we're going to be able to level up naturally next round without having to go below 50 HP. So let's throw in the Syndra to activate 3 Prodigy. Second Fruit. I kind of want to throw this on Kobuko just because we're going to get rid of the Kobuko pretty soon. And I don't feel like I need Noxious Trap Malzahar since I already have Void Staff. So here, I think Resistance is probably the best because I don't really have the items necessary for Best Defense. And Best Defense got significantly nerfed this patch. So let's go for Resistant. Either way, it's a Kobuko 1-star. I don't know, I feel like this round it's really common. Like, the biggest problem with the set mechanic since you get your second fruit on 3-6, but you generally want to like build your board off of stage 4, you're just like throwing the fruit for 1 round to not throw it on the unit that you actually want to use it. So I feel like it doesn't even matter what I build on this Kobuko. I just want to win 1 round or just kill units and build my level 8 board on 4-1 or 4-2. Ideally, we want to wait until 4-2 because that round is on interval. So it's a better use of our gold. Oh, wow. We actually beat this. Oh, sick. Awesome. All right. We take those. So we did recover our win streak a bit there. Oof, we got a Leona. Okay, with that, we could even throw in 5 Battle Academia for a little bit here. We're going to throw these items on Leona. We're going to leave these tanks here just for more stone plate value. Next level, we're going to go for Syndra, and we need you, Casey. Jace can stay in our comp, although we want to replace that with Rakan. Okay, we got a tier, a bow, and a glove. All right, so I feel like the best use of our glove here is going to be a Steadfast Heart. Again, the most important thing here is that we want to just build decent items. All right, so we can level up with 8 gold, so we probably want to level up and roll down now. Sante Pair, Sante 2-star. Okay, we can throw this here. But I feel like this might have been better than the category. All right, we already got Rakan. Come on, Yuumi. All right, I don't want to go below 10 gold. Here, regenerative maybe? For now, I'm just going to throw this on Ezreal. So, I leveled up a little bit earlier because we were able to go up a level while remaining above 30 or 40 gold. That gave us 30 gold to be able to roll down. And 9 out of 10 times, you're going to level up to level 8 on 4-2 because that round is on interval, which means that you can level up without any experience above 0. Right now, we could say that I wasted 4 gold because I had to use 2 more experience, which I could have gotten just waiting a single round. But the other reason why I wanted to push levels there is because it's going to allow me to roll before my opponents are rolling. So I have access to those 4-cost units before they do, if everyone's following the standard interval. 1 buff, 2 buff. We actually don't have anti-heal yet, so that doesn't feel too bad. Giant and Mighty, 300 HP. That actually doesn't feel bad either. Prodigy Circlet. I feel like this isn't the best thing in the world. I just realized that we should have thrown in this bow for slamming. Whatever. Kind of feeling more Giant and Mighty between these 3 options. Or Radiant Refractor. Golden Egg. I feel like our board isn't stable enough for us to cash out the Golden Egg. Or we could just go for the Gigatuber. Belt Overflow. I actually really like Belt Overflow as well. Now we're going to go for Radiant Refractor. We're going to keep rolling above 10 gold. 1 more roll. We're trying to hit a Yuumi there. So here, kind of feeling Radiant Jeweled Gauntlet. Although we could have used data to see which was the best Radiant item. Okay, we don't have anti-heal, so let's build red buff on Malzahar. So the main thing that we're looking for, since we already have 3 offensive items and 3 defensive items, we're probably going to look for a better Yuumi item on the carousel, and we're going to put that Void Staff on Malzahar. That way Malzahar is going to be our general utility unit. We're going to give him the anti-heal with the red buff and the MR Shred with the Void Staff. And here, since I'm not hitting Yuumi, this is a perfect example of why it's so important to have a strong early game. I'm bleeding out here, even though we rolled. But since I'm in 2nd place, I'm not concerned at all of us placing bot 4. God, did someone hit Yuumi or something? He hit 1 Yuumi, but there's 10 in the pool. There's another 9 copies of Yuumi for me, and I'm just not hitting. It's kind of sad. All right, so going back to Tactics Thought Tools, should have probably done this, but you could even search for things like artifacts or Radiant items here. So if we search Radiant, okay, so apparently Radiant Jeweled Gauntlet was pretty bad. It was probably Radiant Void Staff here. But hey, you learn something new every day, I guess. Might have been better to... Well, this is assuming that Garen is the main tank of the prompt. But I'll trust in the Radiant Jeweled Gauntlet. But that's one way that you guys could check to see objectively, which are the best Radiant items. The other thing that we could have done in general is... I'm going to lose this round, so it doesn't matter. We could go to items here. And we could filter by Radiant items, filter by top place. And between those options, Radiant Void Staff actually was not bad at all. Average place of a 4.3. Archangel, 4.37. I picked the worst one. Okay, my bad, guys, my bad. I'm so sorry. But that's how you guys check it, so that you don't like fall for that trap like I did. So here, kind of want to go for a rod. It's the same thing that we were mentioning before. We could flex around Rabadons or Gunblade if we get a sword on last round of neutrals. And we deny a legendary unit, and it's more gold. But all around, that's a really good option. So what are we up against? Soul Fighter, which is going to be really easy for him to get 8 Soul Fire thanks to the emblem. Duelists. He's playing the Gangplank comp. Interesting. 6 Bastion. I don't know, man. I mean, we all know I just need to hit a Yuumi.
I will break their line.
Thank you. I'll even sell this Ezreal. Throw this here. And here we're going to fish for... Should have probably also been fishing for a better power up on Leona. But here we're going to look for... Get it? I'm looking for Bullet Hell. Bullet Hell got buffed this patch. Bullet Hell. Fire 30% more projectiles. And let's look for something a little bit better for Leona. Body change. Body change feels good. A 30% health shield for Leona and the nearest unit, which we should probably position the Kazante a little better to guarantee that he hits that shield. He hit on that round, so that's good. But yeah, now that we got Yuumi, that activates 4 Prodigy, 5 Battle Academia. I finally got the unit I actually want my items on. So let's just throw this on Malzahar for now. Now our board is a lot stronger. But that's why it's so important to have a really good early game. Even though I low rolled and I didn't hit a Yuumi until 3 rounds after I wanted to hit her, because of the HP difference that I had, we're chilling. It's not that bad. And from here, I'm just gonna see how strong I am compared to the lobby. I feel like I'm weak because I have 2-star Yuumi. The other boards aren't that strong. Like this board, he only has a 2-star Samira. He didn't hit Set. He probably low rolled as well since he just has 10 gold. Here, honestly, I don't feel like 5 duelists is really good. So I'm not too concerned about this board. I am concerned about this board. However, he doesn't have 3-star Kog'Maw or Swing yet. So we can survive against that. The point that I'm trying to get at is we might not even need 2-star unit to win some of these rounds. So we're just going to save a little bit of HP. And the way that I like to measure board strength, if you have an HP lead, this is good. If you have a lot of HP, is just to hold off a bit and look at the fights. Like here, I won this fight and I felt like that board was strong. So I'm a lot stronger than I actually think I am. I don't need to roll. I could go directly to level 9 to look for that Seraphine and put in 5 Prodigy. If I won the round, but only 1 or 2 of my units survived, like if it was a really, really close fight, then in that case, I probably do want to roll until I get 2-star Yuumi to make sure that I don't lose the rest of stage 5. Because in theory, my opponents are going to improve their board, and I'm not going to improve my board because I'm going for the greedy play of saving my resources. Now, if I did lose the fight, we're going to do the same thing. If I lost by a ton of units, the enemy still had like 5 units left, then my board's a lot weaker than I think it is. And I might want to roll down ASAP to pretty much not lose. But if I lose and I just lose by 1 unit, in that case, my board might not even be that bad. So here we got the Gunblade. We have a bow. We can even go for a Gnasher's Tooth here. I feel like it's probably, or Giant Slayer. Yeah, Giant Slayer is probably the best item here. So we're going to pop all of this off. So on Yuumi, we definitely want the JG, and we're going to go for Gunblade, and I'm going to go for Giant Slayer. And the other items are going to go on Malzahar. So yeah, there we go. This is the board that we want at level 8. We want to go level 9 and throw in a Seraphine. But you want to use Leona as your main tank, Kazante as your secondary tank, Yuumi as your main damage dealer, and Malzahar as your secondary damage dealer. Although Malzahar, the really great thing is that his ability pretty much hits the entire enemy board, so he's really good with things like anti-heal, red buff or Morello, Void Staff to reduce MR, and any damage item. Archangels, I don't know, I feel like I messed up here. I should have done Radiant Archangels and left Yuumi with the Archangels and Malzahar with the Duel's Gauntlet. But it's fine. It's completely fine. Okay, he's so close to... He's still toggling? Okay, that's fine. But he's pretty close to 3-star... Oh, he did hit 3-star Smolder. All right, and 3-star V. Okay, so I am concerned about this board now. Let's swap sides to see if we get matched up against him. Because I want to target that Cassante. That Rammus? No, it was a Smolder, right? Whatever. Smolder MV. It was Smolder MV. I got distracted by this Katarina that if she gets on the Yuumi, like, it's game over. But being same side, we also want to target this Katarina ASAP. I feel like this is the best that we could do positioning-wise. Off. I feel like that was actually kind of close. It didn't look like it, but if we got one more ult off, we would have exploded the Katarina, healed up with Gunblade. There's pretty much a 5 Prodigy diff, but pretty far away from level 9, so we have to wait a little bit. All right, Rakan 2. That's a pretty good upgrade. Okay, now they're starting to hit. We have a 3-star swing. He's on right side. Let's swap sides. Swap sides again. For now, say hi to Dante, guys. Dante's here. It's my cat. He likes to hop in my lap in the morning. Okay, so we are up against the Kog'Maw. He did swap sides. The good thing is that he still has 2-star Kog'Maw, so I feel like we might be able to beat him. The only main threat here is the 3-star Swain, and our Leona is really, really tanky. With that Stone Plate, with that D-Claw, which is really good against Kog'Maw and is giving her max HP, and Body Change, that 30% health shield. Sweet. Like, I don't know, I feel like I should be weaker than I am because of 1-star Yuumi, but this is feeling really good. Like, it really, really feels like Yuumi might be back in the meta. We could go for the Battle Academia emblem, but our next level is going to be Seraphine. We really don't want... Yeah. I'm between the Spirit Visage and the Yuumi. I'm just going to go for the Yuumi so it's a little bit easier to hit Yuumi 2-star, and any defensive item, I'm going to throw it on Cassante. So we're going to put the Titans on Cassante. 8 Soul Fighter. So he did hit 8 Soul Fighter. He has 2 player combats 1. So here, 12 golds to level up. Yeah, I feel like if we level up, we have like 30 gold to roll. 2-star Yuumi, sweet. And here we want to look for Seraphine. Awesome. All right. So honestly, with this, I feel like we could go to level 10. The main thing that I wanted to hit there was the 2-star Yuumi, since we really needed a lot more damage, and Seraphine. Especially since with 5 Prodigy, we get the passive where Prodigy abilities heal allies for 12% of the damage dealt. So that's going to make our Leona a lot tanky. Pretty much here, the only upgrade that we could go for is a 2-star Seraphine, which, let's be honest, it's really, really hard to find. With 20 gold, like, is it really worth it to donkey roll for a 2-star Seraphine that I don't even have items for yet? Honestly, not. So let's just see if we could, like, somehow get to level 10. But great, we were able to secure a top 4 based off of our early game. And now we're just going to have to position to try to secure a top 1. 6 Duelist. He's Tanksilla on Udyr. Gather Force on Gang. Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not concerned about this board at all. Especially if I'm same side from the Gangplank, we're just going to blow that up before he gets a lot of stacks of Gather Force. I'm going to swap sides though, because I'm really, really scared of the other guy, the Smolder guy. So let's see if this side we could explode this Vi and the Smolder ASAP. So here we have Yuumi focusing B. Hopefully Vi goes on to Leona. Nah, she went to the back lane. Oh, we should have put Leona like 1 space to the left. All right, we're not going to leave Leona like completely in the middle. We're going to try to guess the side. Like, we could have won that fight as long as Leona was 1 space to the left. Or even if Cassante was 1 space to the left. Would have tanked Vi and he would have pathed Vi closer to Leona. It's fine, it's fine. Well survived. The 8 Soul Fighter player. He's won 3 player combat, so I don't think he's going to activate the Prismatic trait this game. Smolder and Big Duelist. Okay, the Katarina player went bot 4, surprisingly. So I could even hold onto Yuumi's. Maybe we could go for a Yuumi 3-star. Got a lot of copies of her. But for now, we're going to stay above 50 HP. Next item, we're going to go for a Warmogs for our Cassante. We can actually pop off the what's it called? Steadfast Heart. Steadfast Heart. I like Steadfast Heart, but I really, really like extra HP items on Leona, especially with Gargoyles. So here we want to swap sides to get rid of the Gangplank ASAP. I feel like we can go to level 10 pretty easily. We recovered 50 gold really fast. But what's our level 10 going to be? We could throw in another Star Guardian unit. I don't know. I'm just thinking when in doubt, just throw in a Zyra for the plant and for the attack speed buff. That's probably what we're going to end up doing. So sweet. There we go. Yuumi blowing up that Gangplank. Yeah, I'm really scared about the... Honestly, I'm not too concerned about the Soul Fighter player. I'm more concerned about the 3-star Vi player. I feel like we're good like this, right? We want to protect our left side.
Stand and fight.
We also need to scout to see if anyone has like access to a 3-star 4 cost. So far, no. No one's close to that type of win condition. So yeah, I'm not too concerned. We could deny Gwen's. If we end up with a Gwen on our shop, we could just buy it to make sure he doesn't hit Gwen 2-star. And if I end up losing some of these rounds, I could try to swap for a different group. Maybe something like Independent instead of Body Change on Leona. Although I really like Body Change since it's giving that shield to our Sante. And we are winning these rounds, so it's not even necessary. So yeah, Battle Academia Yuumi is back in the meta. Try it out, guys. I feel like it's a comp where you're probably gonna like farm top 4s with it. It's really, really hard to win a game because you don't have access to too many legendary units. Pretty much you could just only put in Seraphine until you hit level 10. But it's a really, really strong comp to secure a top 4, especially if people aren't contesting it yet. And the other win condition that you could use to get a like top 1 is going for a 3-star 4 cost if no one in your game is playing you. But here we're gonna go for level 10 since we're getting that passive experience thanks to Slammin'. And the other point is that I'm gonna put Cassante here. The other point is that we don't even have like too many extra copies of Yuumi and Leona. Like if we naturaled like 5 or 6 copies of Yuumi, maybe I would stay at level 9 to try to hit it, but since we aren't hitting them, let's just go level 10 and throw in another legendary. Oh, they pushed away our Leona. No. And V went directly for Yuumi. Alright, so we should probably be opposite side to the V. Okay, noted. So we secured a top 3 here. Heavyweight. We're not really playing heavyweight. I kind of want to go for the Seraphine. Seraphine with a TG. Makes it a little bit easier to hit 2-star Seraphine. And we'll see if we could just push to level 10 next round. Since we're at 13 HP, we want to upgrade our board real quick here. I mean, in theory, I'm going to be paired up against the Soul Fighter player, and we already saw that I beat them, so. But yeah, 44 to level up. We should probably just do it now. And let's look for that Zyra or Twisted Fate. Let's throw in Twisted Fate for now, although I prefer Zyra because it's the front line. Or hell, even a Braum. Ah, there's Zyra. Okay. Let's throw Zyra in there. Let's put Plant in the front. What do we get off the TG? Morello, and let's just throw this on Seraphine. Okay, we're same side. That's good. Should have probably rolled once to see if we hit Seraphine 2-star. We didn't. All right, then we are going to hold on to these Yuumis. Our win condition here is 2-star Seraphine now. And just positioning against the Vi player. Wow, I left him at 1 HP. Okay, that's really bad. That's really, really bad. Unless the Vi player gets a double kill. Come on, Seraphine. I'm not getting more Yuumis. We might as well sell them. There we go. We had exactly enough gold to hit 2-star Seraphine. We're going to lock this shop to get the Zyra. And it's Braum, right? Braum is the one that's throwing Leona. Let's just put our tanks a little bit closer to the front to avoid that from happening. And here we're gonna, let's leave Seraphine in the middle here. And we're going to swap to the other side. Put Cassante a little bit more towards the middle as well. We're gonna swap to the other side. We're gonna trust, oh yeah, of course. Gonna say just that. We're gonna trust that he doesn't swap his V from the side. All right, this is real bad. Nah, and the V is gonna just leave us without damage. All right, it was a 50-50 and I lost it. Hopefully, the Soul Fighter player loses as well and he loses more HP than I do. For this to be a top 2 instead of a top 3. Sweet, top 2, we take it. So yeah, if you guys like the content, don't forget to subscribe, drop the video a like, and thank you very much for everything. See you guys next time.